Thank you.
So my name is Leticia Reynoso. I am the agency manager here at CBR and I take care of the benefits. So I will be going over the benefits and also going over a few items that need to be completed and returned to us by the due date. Um, but first I'm going to go over a brief contact sheet that we have sent out to everybody. And if you don't have it, let me know and I will be happy to send it out. So this is your CBR contact list. This is everybody that you need to contact in regards to payroll, HR, anything like that. This is who you're going to be contacting internally in our office. Like I said, if you don't have this sheet, we'll be sending it out to everybody so you have this available to you. First on the list is Johanna Lurcher. She is the primary HR contact for high level items. Day-to-day stuff, you want to contact Marlene to sell. For example, if you have a qualifying event where you need to add somebody to your benefits or have questions in regards to um, things of that nature, you want to contact Marlene. She is your go-to person for pretty much everything. And then we have Priscilla. She's the administrator and she does employment verifications, background checks. She helps with a number of things. So if you're in the need and you're in the process of purchasing of home or you need any kind of income or employment verification, um, Priscilla is your contact person. Primary payroll contact is Michelle Alspacek. Anything that you see or have questions on in regards to your payroll, please contact her, email her. She's really good at returning calls and picking up her phone. Any questions in regards to that, please reach out to her immediately. Systems such as time tracking is Chris Etnier. If you need training or anything like that, she's your go-to person. And our loss control specialist is Travis Roberts. And if you have anything related to workers' comp, he is who you want to contact. And then our quality control specialist is Michael McCormick. So he's in the office most of the time. He could be reached via telephone as well if there's any high-level concerns. If it's anything to do with benefits or enrollment or things of that nature, make sure you contact Marlene first, and then she'll be kind of your quarterback, if you will, and direct you if it's not something she can handle. If you have issues with claims and pharmacy and finding provider, things of that nature, contact myself and I'll be happy to assist with that.
We
Uh,
haven't gotten this, so it'd be great if you could send us this.
yeah, I'll send it right after the call.
Thank
So,
you.
um, everybody, if you didn't already, you have an enrollment packet that you received, and I'm going to go over this towards the end. I just want to make sure that if you didn't have it, that you got it. There was an update to the one, this particular form here, which is the enrollment form. Again, if you don't have it, let me know and I'll send it out. So I'm going to go over the presentation now in regards to the benefits and what's available for medical, dental, vision, etc. So I'm going to get started. Here's just some information that we're going to go over. Because you're starting November 1st with all of your benefits, we're going to go over both the Aetna Medical, Aetna Dental, and iMed. That is all changing January 1, and I'll go over those changes as well. So the open enrollment period starts today and ends on the 25th, which means everything needs to be completed and back to our office no later than end of business day on the 25th. And I know you guys are a different time zone, so you guys will probably get that to us before our end of business day. So the benefits are going to be effective November 1st and run until December 31st of 2020. So you're locked in for 13, 14 months there on your benefits. Eligibility, so other than yourself, full-time employee, your spouse is eligible, domestic partners, and children up to the age of 26. As I previously stated, these benefits begin November 1st and run until the end of 2020. And you're pretty much locked in for that entire time unless you have a qualifying event. And there on the screen, you can see some examples of them: marriage, divorce, your typical stuff, birth of a child, loss of coverage, whether you're married now and somebody else's plan, or your spouse loses their plan, or domestic partner loses their plan, his or her plan, that's when you want to contact Marlene. That's when you want to either send her a quick email or give her a phone call. And you must do it before 31 days from the date of the event. If you wait after 31 days, then there's a possibility that we can't make any adjustments in our systems, and you'll have to wait till the next open enrollment period. The only time it's different is if you're coming off, or a child is coming off, a Medicaid or state plan, or the exchange, or Obamacare, if they call it. If you're coming off of any of those, or entitled to any of those, or Medicare, then you have a 60-day window, and that's a federal law. So when in doubt, if you've experienced a qualifying event, just email Marlene and go over your scenario, and she'll tell you A, if it's a qualifying event, and B, what she needs to process any new enrollments. Any questions? Okay. Next, we're going to go over the plans that are available. So we're going to start with the first plan. And at the very top there, you see medical plans. Right directly below that, it's the green banner says OAMC 1500. That's the network, Open Access Managed Choice. So that's the network that you are, the provider is in, or the carrier is in. It's an Aetna Open Access Managed Choice network. First plan is a $1,500 deductible for your family, individual, $3,000 for the family. So your deductible will come into play a few times. So inpatient and outpatient surgery, major diagnostics such as CT scans, MRIs, things of that nature, that's when you're going to start to pay towards your deductible. Okay, so in the event that you do need those services, you'll pay your deductible, and then you're going to pay a cost share. So Aetna's going to pick up 70% of the cost after you meet your deductible, and you're going to pick up 30% of the cost. And then that will continue until you meet your out-of-pocket maximum. So every copay, your coinsurance, your deductible, your pharmacy, your doctor visits, your urgent care, emergency room, all those copays go towards meeting your maximum out-of-pocket. So it's not in addition to your deductible or addition to anything else, that everything goes towards chipping away at that bucket. If you're family planning, this is probably a really good plan because it's the least amount of money out of your pocket at the point of service with the doctors, providers, hospital. It is going to be more expensive out of your check, but it's less money when you need those types of services or any type of surgery. Preventative care on all of the plans is covered at 100%. So the Well Child checks, Well Woman and Well Man checks that we get every year, those should be covered at 100%. And under healthcare reform, there are 63 preventative exams we're entitled to, depending on age and gender. So make sure you follow schedule your preventative exam with your primary care physician. Other than your preventative, if you have to visit your primary care physician for a sick visit, it's a $35 copay. Or if you call the teledoc telemedicine provider and you're enrolled in this plan, it's also a $35 copay. For specialists, it's $50, so you can self-refer on all of the plans to specialists. You do not need a referral from your primary care physician. Your urgent care, should you need it, it's a $75 copay. Your emergency room is a $250 copay, and that's every time you visit the emergency room. Now, if you have to be admitted into the hospital, which means you're spending the night, they will not collect that $250, but you will start to pay towards your deductible. On all of the plans, you have a 30-day retail prescription supply for copays. So your generic drugs are either going to be $3 or $10. Your preferred brand name drugs, $5 copay. Your non-preferred brand name drugs are $60 copay, and your specialty medications such as injectables is 25% of the cost, up to $250. You also have mail order, so you can get 90 days of prescription, 90 days worth of medication for 2 retail copays. Your physician does have to write that 90-day script in order to get that. Any questions on the first plan? Okay, we're going to move on to the next plan, which is the Open Access Managed Choice 3500 High Deductible Health Plan. So this is a high deductible health plan, which means everything is paid towards deductible first. So every doctor visit, specialty visit, urgent care, emergency room, even pharmacy, you have to pay deductible first. So again, $3,500 for an individual, $7,000 for the family. And then once you pay that deductible, then you cost share with Aetna. So you're going to pick up 20% of the cost. Aetna will pick up 80% until you reach that out-of-pocket maximum. Now, as a family, if you're enrolled in this plan, 1+, 2 or 3 people, as long as 2 people meet their deductible or out-of-pocket maximum, the whole family is covered at 100%. So what that means is once you meet your out-of-pocket maximum on all the plans, you no longer have any copays for anything, doctor visits, pharmacy, specialist, things of that nature. It's all covered at 100%, as long as you stay within the network and within a calendar year. Preventative care is covered at 100% before your deductible, so the deductible does not apply to preventative care. Your deductible will again apply to your office visits, regular, specialist, urgent care, and emergency room and pharmacy. The only time it will not apply to pharmacy is for contraceptives and maintenance medication. So if you're taking any of those and you want to find out if your pharmacy or your prescription falls under the free category, you can email me directly and I can check the formulary for you. And the other thing about a high deductible health plan, it allows you to put away HSA dollars or money into a health savings account on a pre-tax basis. And that helps by lowering your taxable income, and then you use that money to pay for your services, co-pays, prescription, things of that nature. And that money that you invest, that is your money to keep. It stays with you, it goes with you. If you leave the company, you keep that money. It accumulates in a savings account to use for medically qualified expenses. You can use it for dental, you could use it for vision, you could use it for a number of things as long as your doctor writes a prescription for it, like Pilates, yoga, chiropractic services, things of that nature. And if you don't have any immediate need for those funds as they're being accumulated in that account, once you reach a threshold of $1,000, you can start to invest that money. Any interest earned on that account is also tax-free. And then that money that's accumulated in there, as we age, we can start to use it to pay for Medicare premiums. You can start to deduct the money similarly to a 401k, and that is also tax-free. It's a triple tax savings, but you have to enroll in a high deductible health plan, then you can have your HSA account. Any questions on this plan? Okay. The last plan is Open Access Managed Choice 6350. 6350 being the individual deductible, 12,700 being the family deductible. If you meet your deductible, you've met your out-of-pocket maximum, you're into 100% coverage for yourself, or 12,700 for the family, then the entire family is into 100% coverage. Your preventative care again is covered at 100%. Your physician visits on this plan is $25. For regular visit specialists, you are going to be subject to your deductible, as you are for urgent care and emergency room services. The deductible does not apply for pharmacy. So the only time you're going to pay into your deductible on this plan is inpatient, outpatient hospital services, testing such as MRIs, CAT scans, your specialist, urgent care, and emergency room. You always want to show your Aetna ID card even though you're paying deductible first, because you'll pay the contracted negotiated rate. You won't pay the full walking in off the street. Any questions on this plan? Okay. Next, we're going to briefly go over the HSA account that I spoke to earlier. So again, the health savings account is tied to a high deductible health plan. So first thing, you have to pick that high deductible health plan in order to be eligible to open an HSA account and put in your pre-tax dollars. As I stated earlier, this account is yours. It goes with you. It's 100% portable. You can use it for a lot of things other than medical, dental, vision, LASIK surgery, orthodontia, things of that nature. You can use it for that. There are some IRS maximums as listed there in the notes section. For 2020 plan year, the most you can set aside as an individual is $3,550. And as a family, under IRS rules, is one plus. It could be one plus a child or one plus a spouse is $7,100. Now, if you as an individual enroll in the high deductible health plan here and your spouse enrolls in the high deductible health plan at a different place or their employer, combined, you cannot exceed the $7,100. Very strict IRS rules there. Now, if you are 55 plus, you can tack on an additional $1,000, what they call their catch-up provision, because once you reach Medicare age and enroll in any part of Medicare, you can no longer contribute to an HSA. You can use the money, but you can't contribute. There on this screen, you also see some items there. It says you qualify to open an HSA account if, first of all, enroll in that high deductible health plan. Number two, cannot be covered under any other plan and not enrolled in Medicare, and you can't be somebody else's dependent on their tax returns. Any questions on the high deductible health plan or the HSA?
I actually do have a question. Could you go back a couple of slides?
Yes.
The one that's on our benefits enrollment form is the, it says 3,000/90%, and I don't see that one on there.
Let me look at your form since I do have it on here. The high deductible health plan, and let me bring up the summary. Hold on one sec.
Am I just missing that somewhere?
Hold on, let me bring up the summary right now because it's best to clarify right now since we're all on the phone.
Because I only see 3,500 and the 6,500 on this slide.
Yes, let me bring up so what I'm bringing up now is the SBC, or Summary Benefit of Coverage. So we're talking about the 3,500 and it is an 80% plan.
But on our enrollment sheet, it says
That's
3,090, and then on the
it is an 80% plan. So this is a summary benefit of coverage for that particular plan. And
okay.
I can send this out as well. So it's a cost share of 20% is your cost, 80% is at the cost. So the enrollment or it should be 80% and at 90%. I apologize.
It should be
80. It should be 80.
Okay. Because then also on the contract I signed then, and that's incorrect. Because the original contract I signed,
it has 90 as well. We'll correct that and we'll make the correction and send it back to you for your records.
Okay.
Thank you for pointing that out. Okay, so it's an 80-20, 60-40. So 80-20, you pick up 20% of the cost. Aetna picks up 80 after your deductible on this high deductible health plan. Okay, any other questions on the medical?
And when we go to the doctor, she said that if a doctor visit costs $200, that they don't typically charge the $200 toward the deductible, that they give us an account rate. Is that usually correct?
They give you a contracted negotiated rate. Yep. They give you the better rate, the better pricing.
So you end up paying basically what would you like a normal copay?
Yeah, sometimes urgent care can run between $80 and $90 on a high deductible health plan. Emergency room visits, if you're on a high deductible health plan, they'll ask for some money. You can ask them to bill you or wait for your explanation of benefit that comes from Aetna to see what your actual charges were after all the discounts. It's difficult.
Like with a normal doctor visit, like I got a ear infection. I mean, does that normally run like in the 20 to 35 range then?
Well, if you're on the high deductible health plan and you need to see a doctor for an earache or a sore throat or the flu or pink eye or a UTI or an inhaler, things of that nature, you want to use your telemedicine because that's a $45 copay. So we'll go over the telemedicine and how you can use that. You can use your HSA dollars for that as well. So you don't have to make an appointment because they'll charge you whatever the contracted negotiated rate is. And it could be, It could be $50, it could be $120. It depends on the physician and what they're charging. So it's all based on their written contract with Aetna.
Okay.
So we'll go over the telemedicine and how it works well with all three of the plans, but more so with the high deductible health plan, because for those types of visits, it's you can Skype with the doctor and it's a telephonic visit and they can write a prescription to the pharmacy that's closest to you. So I'll go over that. First, I'm going to go over the flexible spending account, not to be confused to the HSA. This is a healthcare FSA. So your health savings account tied to that high deductible plan, that's your money. It stays with you. It goes with you. You can never lose that money. You can utilize it for your services. A flexible spending account are pre-tax dollars also that you set aside to use towards eligible expenses. Now, if you enroll in this, you receive your little credit card through task, and all the money you've elected is front loaded. For an HSA, that money goes into an account as it comes out of your check. So if you elect $100 a month, the $100 will be deposited into that account on your behalf every single month. For the flexible spending account, whatever you elect up to the $2,500 maximum will be available day one. Now, how you'll pay that back is through payroll deductions pre-tax for the remainder of the pay periods in 2020 per se. So again, maximum is $2,500. Maximum rollover is $500 on an FSA, which means if on December 31st, 2020, you have $1,500 left in there and you don't use it, you forfeit $1,000 and you only can carry over $500. So whether you're going to enroll in the HSA and the high deductible health plan or any of the other plans and a flexible spending account, I would kind of do some math and see what your copays would be for physicians or pharmacy if you have an idea, and not select more than maybe the $500, which you can carry over year on this plan. The HSA, it's unlimited as to carryover, but there are some limitations there as how much you can set aside. So similar to HSA in the pre-tax, so helps with lowering your taxable income, but it is a use it or lose it type situation where you can lose the money if you don't use it. And then we also have the dependent care FSA. So this is to pay for daycare or adult care on a pre-tax basis again. So you can set aside up to $5,000 for the year. Now this money comes out of your check and into an account as it's deducted. So it's not front loaded like the medical FSA. This is put into an account so you can pay yourself back or pay back your provider. And again, the benefit of this is pre-tax, so it lowers your taxable income. A note there, if you enroll in the high deductible health plan, you cannot enroll in the healthcare FSA. It has to be either the HSA and the high deductible health plan or one of the other plans and a flexible spending account. Any questions? Okay. I think I went too far. Okay. Aetna Resources. As I spoke to earlier, the telemedicine, you also have with Aetna Resources, you have the nurse on call. So that's available 24/7, 365. And what the nurse on call will help you with is drug interaction. If you're taking a new medication and you have some side effects and you're not sure if that's, normal, or a drug interaction, if you're taking two different medications and you're not sure if what you're feeling or going through is part of those side effects. The nurse on call will have all of your medical records at his or her disposal. They'll be able to talk with you and go over that and maybe recommend, you're okay, wait for a doctor tomorrow, or go to urgent care or an emergency room situation. You also have on the Aetna website, Global Fit, you have some wellness coaching, wellness programs. You can take your health assessment on there, which means you go to your doctor, they do your biometric screening, you go back onto the Aetna portal, enter your numbers on there, and then you can speak to a wellness coach if you want to lower your cholesterol, whatever the situation is. Additionally, you will have through the Aetna portal some discounts for gym memberships that are available. And then starting in 2020, you'll have the ability to sign up for a new wellness program that they call Attain. And we'll have information coming out on that and available to everybody. So it's an app that pairs with your iPhone or watch, your iWatch. So it does require you to have the watch. And if you don't have a watch, the new program Attain allows you to purchase a watch for $8 a month. And then if you meet any of your wellness goals, such as getting your biometrics, your physical, going to get your flu shot, filling your prescriptions, very simple goals, Aetna starts to pay that for you. So at the end of the year of the program, you'll see you paid $8 and Aetna reimburses you for a portion or all of that, depending on how many of your goals you met. Additionally, you can also earn dollars towards gift cards from Amazon to Target to all the retail stores and movie theaters, depending. There's a big menu on the Attain app that you can review once you get the app on your phone and you sign up with that. So that's coming in 2020. Really good discounts and ways to keep you physical and moving and reminders of getting your flu shots and your wellness checks and all that good stuff. Like everybody else, Aetna also has their mobile app, so you can download their app and find a pharmacy that's closest to you or an urgent care. I spoke a little bit about the telemedicine, and that is provided through Teladoc, and that's available for everybody that enrolls in the Aetna plan. So your general medical copay for simple things, the flu, allergies, sinus infections, rashes, sore throat, pink eye, UTIs. My daughter was prescribed Tamiflu, eye drops. I mean, I use it a lot for a 12-year-old that gets everything that's going around in this school. Really good consultation with a board-certified physician. They can either have a phone call or a Skype call, and they can prescribe to a pharmacy that's closest to you. And if you're enrolled in the high deductible health plan, it's a $45 copay. If you're enrolled in any of the other plans, it's whatever their primary care physician copay is. So it's a really good way to save money and get the care that you need right away. And I know I've used it a lot, especially when I go on vacation, because of course, somebody always gets sick. So it's a really good thing. I recommend once you get your Aetna ID card, you go on to the website, the teladoc.com/Aetna, register, put in your information in there, a form of payment, and then download the app to your phone so you have it ready to go when you need it. Aside from your general medicine consultations, they also have dermatology, psychiatry, and counseling available as well. Any questions on the telemedicine? Okay. We're going to move on to the dental. So because you're coming on November 1st, you have the ability to enroll in the Aetna Dental. The Aetna Dental will terminate on December 31st, 2019, and then we'll move into a new dental program. So I'm going to go over the programs. They're very similar. You'll see some differences, mostly out of network and in the orthodontia benefits as well. The first plan is the Aetna PPO plan. So this plan does offer preventative services such as your cleanings twice a year at 100% covered, no cost to you. So technically after November 1 that you're enrolled, you can go get your first cleaning. And then in December, you'll have 2 more cleanings with the new carrier. The basic services such as a cavity is covered at 80%. You're going to pick up 20% of the cost. And at that point, you will be subject to a one-time $50 deductible as an individual or $150 as a family. You only pay that one time during the year. Your major services such as a crown, it's a 50-50 cost share between you and Aetna. And if you've already paid that deductible for a basic service, you don't need to pay it for the major. But if you haven't, then you'll be subject to that deductible. The annual maximum is $1,500. What that means is that's the most that Aetna will pay for dental services in a calendar year for every person enrolled. So from November 1 to December 31st, you can use those $1,500. You can go get your services, and then January 1, it starts all over again. This particular plan does not have an orthodontia benefit at all. You do have some out of network if your provider is not contracted with Aetna. There are some discounts for out-of-network services, but it's not as rich. You have to pay a lot more out of pocket. We also have the Aetna DMO plan. This is a percentage plan. There are no annual deductibles and no annual maximum. So you can use a plan all you want for the 2 months that you'll be enrolled. They do also have a comprehensive orthodontia benefit for children. You pay $2,400 and then Aetna picks up the rest. Because the plan is changing January 1, and then those 2 months, let's say you do go get your child or orthodontics or the braces, the new carrier will pick that up and continue with that service in 2020. And if you in 2 months manage to pay your $2,400, there will be no additional out-of-pocket cost for you. On this plan, your preventative care again is covered at 100%. Your basic services, you're going to pay 10% of the cost for that cavity. Your major services, such as that crown, you're going to pay 40% of the cost. And again, no annual maximum on this plan. Beginning January 1st, 2020, we are moving to Delta Dental of Arizona. And I know it says Arizona on here, but Arizona covers the entire United States, every state having their own Delta Dental plan, but you want to make sure you tell your provider it is Delta Dental of Arizona, and they're contracted with about 97% of the dentists in the US. They share all of the networks by state, so there's no problem finding providers. Similarly to the other plans that we just went over, you have a PPO plan that covers your preventative services, your cleanings twice a year. Now on this plan with Delta Dental, if you have a certain medical condition, you can get additional cleanings for free. Once you get your Delta Dental ID card, that should come mid-December, I recommend you go onto the Delta Dental of Arizona website and see what those medical conditions are, so you are allowed to get additional cleanings for free. Your basic services such as that cavity, it's a cost share similar to the other plans. So you're going to pay 20%, Delta is going to pay 80%, and at that point you will be subject to that deductible. Major services such as that crown, similar 50-50 cost share between Delta Dental and yourself. Again, if you didn't pay that deductible, you'll be subject to it at this time. Your annual maximum, which means the amount Delta Dental will pay out on your behalf or anybody enrolled on the plan, is $1,500 for the calendar year. And this plan does carry a $1,000 orthodontia benefit for the child. So a child will have their $1,500 for regular services and $1,000 to use towards orthodontia services. And as you can see on this plan, your out-of-network benefits are the same as in-network. So why would you want to stay with an in-network provider? Because an out-of-network provider has not signed a contract with Delta, so they will happily take whatever Delta gives them, but they also can balance bill you for the difference. And then similar to the other plan, this is a DHMO plan, which is not a percentage plan. It is a fee schedule, and we'll go over that shortly. So again, your preventative services are covered at 100%. There is coverage for basic major services, no annual maximum. You can use the plan the entire year. And this is a DHMO plan, which means you have to pick a primary dentist for yourself and anybody enrolled. You can all have different dentists, but you have to pick a designated dentist. They also have orthodontia for children and adults. So here on the screen is a sample of, or this is the actual fee schedule for the Delta Dental DHMO plan. This is the actual fee schedule. You'll see all those D codes. Those are the codes that providers use when they submit claims. As you can see on here, your cleanings, no cost for your cleanings. There's a $5 for a post-operative office visit. You can get additional cleanings a year on this plan as well, and each additional cleaning is $45. So everything is listed. Root canals, crowns, orthodontia for adults I think is $2,100. Orthodontia for children I think is $1,900. You can do teeth bleaching on this plan as well. There's multiple pages that I'll send out if you don't already have it, of everything that is covered under the Delta Dental DHMO plan. It is very important, however, that you do designate a dentist, in your area. Find a DHMO provider and make sure that you tell us who that is. And if you don't care, or you're open to whomever, Delta Dental will designate a primary care dentist based on your home zip code. You can change it at any time as well. Let's say that they designate one for you and then you eventually find one. As long as you call Delta or go on their website before the 25th of the month, it will be effective the first of the following month. So you can do that month over month if you want to, or a couple times a year, and each person can have their own primary dentist. You will also, if you enroll in this plan, get ID cards for Delta Dental, the PPO and the DHMO. You'll get a letter, you'll get an explanation, and it'll give you information on who your provider is, how to contact them, and set up appointments. Do you have any questions in regards to the dental? Oh, sorry about that. I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Some resources available through Delta Dental. Like I said, once you get your ID card around mid-December, go on to the website, explore, see what's available on there for you. They also have a mobile app. They have oral health risk assessment, similar to a health assessment, to tell you, what you could or should be doing differently, or, if you need to get a different dentist, or, whatever the situation is. So really good resources available on the deltadentalaz.com portal. We're going to go over the vision plans. There's 2 vision plans that I'll go over. This one starts on November 1st for you and ends on December 31st of this year. So the first plan is with IMED. They both are. The difference is the network. So on this plan, you have a $10 copay for your exams, and then for your frames, you have a $130 allowance. And then if you go over the $130, they give you a 20% discount. And then your lenses, single vision, bifocal, and trifocal, are a $10 copay. If you need to get tinting, things of that nature, then that's going to be a percentage of cost. Okay. Contact lenses, you have a $145 allowance and then a 15% discount. Medically prescribed contact lenses are covered in full. Now on this plan, it is called the Select Network. So similar providers that we see below: Private, Lens Crafters, Pearl Vision, Target Optical, Sears, and JCPenney, just to name a few. It's a pretty good sized network. And then the other main difference on this plan is you can only get your frames every 24 months. So you'll be on this plan for 2 months. You can go and obtain those services, get your contacts, your lenses, your exams, because beginning on January 1st, we will be moving to this plan. And this is, again, with IMED, but this is using the Insight network. And also in this plan, you can get your frames and lenses every 12 months versus every 24 months. Okay, you still have that $10 copay for your exam, a little less for your frames, but you can get them every 12 months versus every 24 months. You still get a discount there. You still have the same $10 copay for your single vision, bifocal, and trifocal. And then anything like your tinting, it's actually a copay versus a percentage. So it's a little bit of savings there as well. The Insight Network contract is a little bit richer with their providers. So your $80 will go a long way versus a $145. And so you get $80 allowance towards your contact lenses. And again, your medically prescribed contact lenses are covered at 100%. Again, just to point out, you can get your frames and your lenses every 12 months. Now you can get contact lenses and frames every year, or you can get full glasses, frames, and contacts every year, but you cannot get contacts and lenses the same year in lieu of. But they provide a really good discount if you want to. It's about a 40% discount when you get your lenses with the same provider. And just as a reminder, it is the Insight Network. Okay, next we're going to go over the life insurance. So I believe Angel, the company, is paying for life insurance for everybody. Is that correct? Okay, so your
I'm sorry, my computer is muted. We're paying $25,000 for each employee.
Okay, so Elevate is paying $25,000 of life insurance for every person that is eligible. So we'll go over that Unum beneficiary form here shortly. So that's $25,000 of life insurance, and it doubles if the person passes away in an accident. So it becomes $50,000, and that's automatic with all our Unum policies. Additionally, with the life insurance that the company is paying for, you can buy additional life insurance, and you can buy up to 5 times your annual earnings, up to $500,000. For yourself and for your spouse, up to $200,000, and for children, $10,000. Now, because you're new to us and we want to offer the guarantee issue. So the guarantee issue means no medical underwriting. So the company's being very generous and paying for $25,000. If you want to buy more, you can, again, up to 5 times annual income, up to $200,000 with no medical underwriting. So no questions asked if you've been previously denied, anything like that. Even if you buy $10,000 this time around as a voluntary benefit, that will allow you to continually increase that life insurance year over year up to that guarantee issue of $200,000. Again, no medical underwriting at all, no medical questions for yourself, your spouse, $25,000, and for children, it's $10,000. And the children benefit is always guarantee issue. If you waive your opportunity to enroll this time in the voluntary, then when we come back around next year for open enrollment and offer the benefit, it will require some medical questions. So it's a good opportunity, and it's not very expensive. We do also offer the ability to enroll in voluntary short-term disability and long-term disability, and they are with Unum. So the short-term disability covers up to 60% of your pre-disability weekly earnings, up to $1,000 a week. The benefit qualification, so it starts after the 14th day of accident or sickness, and the benefit lasts roughly 11 weeks. Because you are new, you're coming on November 1, the pre-existing condition limitation has been waived for both the short-term disability and the long-term disability. So on the long-term disability, again, it covers 60% of your pre-disability earnings, and that's monthly earnings up to $7,500. And then your elimination period here at waiting time is 90 days. And this benefit does last until normal Social Security retirement age. Okay, and the prices on these are based on your salary and your age. Next, we have Jose, and he's going to talk about some additional voluntary products that are available.
Good morning. Thank you, Leticia. Good morning, everybody. My name is Jose Sheneman, and I am with the AFLAC team. And, just go over some of the AFLAC products and how those really work. They complement your current health plan benefits for 2020, and you guys will have access to participating on this on a voluntary basis. You get to pick and choose any of these plans that we have available, and this will be on average around $6-12 on a weekly basis, and they're customizable. So if anyone who's ever seen the commercial, they know the duck. They probably have seen what we do, but really don't understand it. So this is what we are known for. We're voluntary, and we pay directly to you if you ever have a health event or a serious illness or an accident, or if it's you or your family dependent. We cover and protect children up to the age of 26, mom and dad, two-parent family, and then depending on what occurs, and AFLAC, instead of paying doctors or hospital the prescription, is going to help you offset some of the out-of-pocket medical expenses because we pay the benefits directly to you. So if you participate on the Aetna plan and you have a $1,500 deductible, you still have your copayment, maybe additional non-medical miscellaneous expenses. AFLAC is going to pay based on the treatments, and regardless of who you're, if you have the high deductible or the 1,500, it doesn't matter. The benefits come back to you, and usually you can use them when you need them the most. So say, heaven forbid, a cancer diagnosis comes back, the financial exposure could be pretty high. AFLAC will pay directly for any additional treatments due to initial diagnosis, follow-ups, chemo, radiation, any type of treatment. That's the one product is our flagstone product. Most people know that. We don't talk about the financial stress that could happen, the hardship for families, but AFLAC can alleviate and help cope with the financial, expenses on that. Most benefits are used towards daily living expenses such as like mortgage, car payment, utilities, and then people put some money aside and need it. It's not like a HSA. Benefits are paid at the time of treatment. So like an accident plan, that's say somebody gets injured, the kids are playing sports, get a phone call, come pick up the kid, you go through the emergency room, x-ray, couple $100 out of pocket. Aflac is going to help offset that, and the benefits come back to you. If it's something more serious, there's a hospitalization due to an injury, the first night in the hospital, Aflac will pay $1,000. So it goes directly to that initial deductible amount. And it's not a share benefit, so everyone in the family has their own coverage. So if accidents happen, a minor accident, somebody step on a piece of glass, cut themselves, a couple stitches, something minor, all the way to a more serious ambulance, MRI, CT scans, surgical benefits, all the way up to $10,000, depending on how serious that is. But hospitalization could be due to a serious injury. And the second one is the hospital choice, which is more of a sickness or an accident. Any of those health events can trigger hospital admission, and it's directly to offset that initial deductible. So you have two options. You can pick up a hospital coverage of $1,000 or a $2,000 coverage. And again, it's not a share benefit. It's either you or your family member. Once you spend 23 hours in the hospital bed, you're going to be charged for the deductible. So this is going to help you directly, offset that out-of-pocket cost for you. We have a critical illness coverage that is guaranteed issued. All of these plans are guaranteed issued, meaning if there was a pre-existing, we will acknowledge that. But as long as you don't have a health event within the last 12 months or a reoccurrence on the upcoming 12 months, AFA will still cover and continue the coverage. These are portable and these are your plans. But a critical event such as a heart attack or a stroke or some kind of kidney failure, we have a low plan of a $5,000 lump sum, or you can have the higher one, which is a $10,000 lump sum benefit for either one of those. And again, those are more of like the critical events: heart attack, stroke, kidney failure, coma, paralysis. For the most part, most people see in the Aflac Quacking Duck. If you have any questions, I'm available to answer an individual consult, so we can do it over the phone. We can schedule a time to do it. You can just email me. Tell me which plan you might be interested. If you just want to learn a little bit about it, I'll send you the rates and individually customize these for you. I think, Leticia, you're going to share these slides and my contact information with everybody.
Yes, it's being recorded. Additionally, it was in the package that we're going to go over here shortly. Thank you so much, Jose. Next,
all right, thanks.
Some other items that are available: Legal Shield and ID Shield. Both of these flyers and the United Pet Care is available on the packet that was emailed to everybody. Again, if for some reason you didn't receive it, let me know and I will send it over to you. Legal Shield, ID Shield. So Legal Shield helps with legal consultation. They help with your preparation of your will, things of that nature. Beginning in 2020, they have an enhanced program that also covers uncontested divorces or divorce. Hopefully it's not more than one. And emergency assistance, legal consultations, things of that nature. And then the identity theft or ID Shield helps you with just that: identity theft, identity monitoring. They help you restore your good name, make those phone calls to the creditors, the credit bureaus, write letters on your behalf, things of that nature. It's a really good benefit to have here in Arizona, and I know throughout the United States, but I'm speaking because I live in Arizona. Arizona became the #1 identity theft state, surpassing Florida in 2019, so just this year. So it's near and dear to me. I've been a victim twice, and now I am protected, thankfully. United Pet Care, so pet health care for your pets. It doesn't have to be just cats or dogs. It could be anything from lizards to horses to goats to potbelly pigs and ferrets and everything in between. This company is based in Arizona. However, they contract with providers all over the United States. So go to their website and see if your provider is already registered with them, and then it's $10. I pay $10 a month for my one dog. So it's based on how many pets you enroll. It's good service, good discounts. They also have help with discounts on prescriptions that are very costly for pets. Next, oh, that's a typo. So everybody needs to complete an enrollment form and submit by the 25th, no exception there. If you're enrolling in the disability or the life insurance, we need that back. Your flexible spending account, we need that back as well. If you're going to be enrolling in the high deductible health plan, in your benefit guide, there are instructions on how to open that account with UMB Bank. We partner with them. So let Marlene, your HR representative, know as soon as you open that account so she knows to put those dollars in there for you. It's very important that it's done before you start using your medical or have any claims, because the dollars need to be in there in order for you to pay for services. So very important to do that. Any questions before we go over the forms that need to be completed? Okay, so I'm going to bring up the forms here in just a sec. Okay, so everybody should have received, and if you haven't, again, let me know, we'll send it out, your enrollment form. So whether you're enrolling or waiving, the form needs to be completed by everybody. Obviously, if you're enrolling, we need that top section, Section A filled out, Section B with your dependent information. If you have any dependents, they need to be in there. And then on C, we need the plan that you're enrolling in. So as you can see, Plan 2 and Plan 3 for the employee only, there's no cost, very generous there. Plan 1, which is that $1,500 deductible for employee only, $68, again, very generous. And this is biweekly or pay period. Now, I just want to clarify this, OAMC HDHP is 80% and not 90%. So note that on there if you can. Just make your selection, send that in to us. And then for your dental, so you're going to enroll in the Aetna Dental, but just know that you're going to be moved over to the Delta Dental in January. So if you enroll in the PPO plan today, you will be moved to the PPO plan in January. If you enroll in the DMO plan today, you will be rolled over to the DHMO plan. The vision plan, again, it just transfers over from the Select network to the Insight network. And if you complete all that, then we just need a signature on Section G. If you are waiving, you do need to complete Section D and E. If you are waiving, complete Section D and E and get that over to us. Okay. Because a company is providing life insurance for everybody, we need this form, which is your beneficiary form, completed. If you sit in a state that is a community property state and you are legally married, your spouse is automatically your beneficiary unless he or she waives that right via an affidavit. It will require that. Make sure you complete this, get this back to us also by the 25th. So far, 2 forms that are absolutely have to be returned. Your enrollment form, which is the one I just went over, and then this life insurance beneficiary form that needs to be completed and returned to us also. Again, this is for the company paid life insurance, okay? This is the beneficiary section. If you're enrolling in the life insurance, the voluntary products, make sure you fill that out as well. This is for the task. So this is the flexible spending account, the FSA. If you're not enrolling in the FSA, you don't need to do anything with this form. This is the voluntary life insurance form. If you're enrolling in the voluntary, please fill this out completely and get it back to us. Again, a beneficiary section on this form as well. This is for the long-term disability. Again, if you're not selecting this, you can throw that away. Short-term, same scenario. This is the information on the Legal Shield and ID Shield. Up here at the top is the website that you need to visit to enroll, and you can get more information on there. This is kind of gives you a high-level overview of the benefit and then the cost. The next page is the pet insurance. Again, there's a link on here that tells you how much it costs, what the percentage of savings is. So in California, Arizona, and all other states, there's still quite a bit of savings. And then it tells you what the cost is per month. So I pay $10.60 per month for one pet, and it goes up by that. So it could be one cat, one dog, one you know, ferret, one dog, so things of that nature. It doesn't have to be the same type of pet. And then there's a link on here that you click on, and it takes you straight to the portal, and that's when you enroll. That's where you enroll. Finally, the AFLAC form, and this you can complete and email it over to us, or you can email it directly to Jose. He'll call you, set up some time to go over what benefits are available. Again, as Jose stated, AFLAC pays you and not the medical carriers. It's money for you to spend on whatever it is that you want to spend it on. If you want to pay the medical bills, that's fine. If you want to pay your electricity, your cell phone, your house, your insurance, that's your money to do with it what you will. So very important there. You just, like Jose, you do have to see a provider. Now, if you have something minor, like my daughter had a laceration in her eye that happened at school, that was an accident, I called Teladoc, and that consultation served as proof that I went to the doctor. So that was I was able to submit that for an accident claim. So you can definitely do that as well. When in doubt, always contact Jose in regards to if it was an accident, what he needs, etc. He'll be more than happy to help you. His information is also on here. And then the product overview is on here. And then the next few pages is information on the voluntary life insurance. So eligibility, you know, any exemptions from coverage, when it wouldn't pay, things of that in the next few pages. And then also on here, I'm just skipping through it, is a cost for the voluntary life insurance. So as a 24-year-old, you would be paying 68 cents plus 20 cents. So you would be paying 88 cents a month for $10,000 of voluntary life insurance. And that gets you enrolled, and that allows you to continue to increase your life insurance up to that guarantee issue year over year. So if you can enroll in just a voluntary piece, that would be great, and it'll help you continue that increase year over year. Does anybody have any questions on anything that we've gone over so far?
Yes, for the life insurance. If I already currently have life insurance,
would I be able to switch over?
So if you have a current policy, you would either keep that policy and continue to pay on it, or terminate it and enroll in this policy.
Okay.
I have a question about the life insurance form that we fill out for the 25,000, where it says amount of coverage selected. Do we put 25,000 there since that's what we're paying for?
Yes. Now I'll review that form, and if it should be just a beneficiary form. If it's not, let me see, where the heck did it go? Way up here. Sorry about that. Just scrolling through here really quick.
Right above the yellow. What do we put right where it says you?
So 25,000 for yourself, and that's it. Everything else is blank.
Okay.
Yep, everything else is going to be blank. So the information that is needed on here is your information. You don't need to put your date of hire, or you don't need to put your salary. We don't need that information for the employer paid life insurance. We don't need any of that. If you're enrolling for the voluntary, then you use the other form that we provided. This is strictly for the one the company is paying.
For the 25,000, we do put our beneficiary.
Yes, and that's on the second page. You have to put your beneficiary right here in this section. If you're leaving it to a minor, just know that you do need to put somebody that will administer. Otherwise, the money will go into an account, a state account, until the child becomes an adult. So if you're leaving it to minors, just make sure it's somebody that can administer that for them versus the state. Any other questions?
As far as the vision, just for clarity, once the 2020 year hits, you said it's either or, the lenses or contact, but not and.
Oh, what are you referring to? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. When about the 2020 division, I know if we go and get like contacts or lenses this year, we can do it until December. But when 2020 hits, we're in within that 24-month cycle, we're not allowed to get both under the general benefits, right?
So,
It's just one or the other.
so in 2020, you can get your frames, you can get and your lenses. So contacts and eyeglass frames or contact, the glass that goes inside, those are both considered contacts or lenses. So you can get one or the other every year. So you can get 1 year your full glasses with the lens, and then the following year you can get your contact lenses, or you can get both and use your FSA dollars or HSA dollars, as IMA does give you about a 40% discount on those items if you get them in the same year. So, for
I
example,
got you, but they just can't be in the same year within the 24 months.
within 12 months. So 1 year. So technically it's 2 years, but one every year, one every other year, if that
Right,
makes
gotcha.
sense. So technically
Yes,
you
it
can
does.
go and see your provider here in November and get your contact lenses, and you're set for a year. And then in January, you can go see your provider and get your frames and your regular glasses for that year, since you would have not used that benefit with the new provider, or vice versa.
Gotcha. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
you're welcome. Any other questions? All right, great questions, everybody. Just remember to get everything back to us. I will send out this presentation, the YouTube link. I'll send out all of the forms again with the YouTube link and the summary benefit of coverage, so you have those at your disposal for the medical plans. Anything else, Angel, that you could think of that I should include in that email?
Just the who we need to contact, because I haven't gotten that.
Yeah,
That contact sheet.
and this is Alina. Hi.
Yeah, we went over the contact sheet, Alina.
Yeah, and I will send it electronically. And I just wanted to quickly mention and say thank you to everybody for completing the employee forms on the portal. A couple of things that some of you haven't returned to me are background information forms with applicant release. I do need those from everyone back, so if you could please email them to me today, I would greatly appreciate it if you could complete them. And if there's difficulty with scanning ability, you can definitely take a picture of both pages and send them to me at your earliest convenience. And then your voided checks. If you selected direct deposit, for the first payroll, we will need either a voided check or your bank account confirmation, either form, or it can be a screenshot from your electronic banking showing your account number and routing number. We do need those to be able to process your first payroll with us as direct deposit, as we pre-note all accounts for the accuracy. It's a standard protocol. If we don't get something from your bank, you know, that's that we can use to verify the direct deposit authorization form that you completed, your first check will be live check with us, and we would have to mail it to the address we have on file from you. So if you could please send that confirmation to me by Monday, I would greatly appreciate it. And as I said, it can be a voided check. If you don't have checks anymore, it can be electronic screenshot from your bank or direct deposit setup form from your bank. We accept all of those confirmations. And if you have any questions to me as far as the forms, or you need to make an update to the forms that you already completed between now and the first payroll, please contact me. I'll be happy to assist you with any updates or any questions you may have.
Elena, can you remind us what the pay dates are?
Yes, so the first paycheck is on November 1st. So we will be processing the first payroll with the paycheck date on November 1st.
And what will we be paid every month? The 1st and the 15th? Is that how it works, or every other Friday?
It's bi-weekly, so it's going to be every other Friday.
Every other Friday. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for your time today. I'll send out the YouTube link and the forms when I send that link out. Any questions, concerns, please feel free to reach out to your CBR team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a fabulous day.
Thank you.
You too.